I thought I had the perfect life. Until my mother-in-law tried to poison me. My name is Mai Lin. I'm 32, married to David, and we have 2 boys under 6. We live in a cozy house outside Seattle with swing sets and crayon art everywhere. From the outside, we look like we have it all. But appearances can be deadly. David's mother is Lily Chen. To everyone else, she's elegant, warm, the picture of grace and pearls. But I learned something important. It's what people do when no one's watching that reveals who they really are. And Lily, she weaponizes kindness. The first red flag was dinner at their Spokane home. David got ribeye with rosemary butter. His father got grilled salmon. I got steamed vegetables and broth that smelled like dishwater. You're watching your figure, right? Lily smiled like a church photo. I had never mentioned my weight. Ever. That set the tone for everything after. Hot cocoa for the boys, but mine was accidentally forgotten. Christmas chocolates for everyone, except mine was dusty and off-brand. She'd say things like, "It must be hard not working, but at least the kids have someone around." Always with that same smile. David never noticed. "She means well," he'd say. "That's just how she shows love." Love. Like gifting me a cookbook called Simple Meals for the Culinary Challenged. Or posting photos of her 3 favorite people at our son's birthday, David, his father, and the birthday boy. I was cropped out completely. I told myself I could handle it. She didn't live with us. David was on my side, even if he couldn't see it. Then came the chocolate incident. We were visiting for a long weekend. While David ran errands and the kids napped, Lily appeared with a porcelain plate. "I brought you something sweet," she said. "Belgian truffles for a tired mama." The chocolates looked oddly matte. One had a crushed corner, but I took one and popped it in my mouth. It crunched. Chocolates don't crunch. The taste was dusty, bitter, with grainy texture that clung to my tongue. "Yours is special," Lily said, watching me too closely. "I saved that one just for you." Something in her tone made my stomach turn. An hour later, the cramps hit. Sharp, stabbing pain bloomed in my stomach. I collapsed on the bathroom floor, shaking and nauseous. David found me 30 minutes later, pale and clammy. "Something I ate," I muttered. The next morning, taking out trash, I spotted something in the kitchen bin. A crumpled candy wrapper with old-fashioned lettering. Best by December 2012. It was 2022. Lily hadn't just given me expired chocolate. She'd given me one that expired 10 years ago. I kept the wrapper, slipped it into my pocket. That night, I told David. He squinted at the wrapper. "She probably didn't realize," he said. "It's not like she checks dates on everything." "David," I said slowly. "It wasn't just expired. It was ancient. It crunched. She said it was just for me." He looked uncomfortable. "Are you saying she did it on purpose?" I stared at him. "Do you think she didn't?" He sighed. "Look, even if she did, what are you going to do? Accuse her? She'll say it was a mistake and we'll have drama for months." I swallowed my anger. "She's been doing things like this for years, David. This wasn't an accident." I love you, but you're turning this into something it might not be." The next morning, I called my brother Kai. He lives in Sacramento, works in IT. We talk often, but I hadn't told him about the chocolate yet. After hearing everything, there was long silence. "You need to set up cameras," he said. "What?" "Hidden ones. Cheap, easy to use. You're going back there sometime, right?" "She's invited us to Whidbey Island in 2 weeks. Rental cabin." "Perfect. This isn't a crime drama, but if she's really doing what you think, you need proof. Especially if David's in denial." He was right. I hated that he was right. 3 days later, a box arrived. 5 button-sized cameras, a portable router, and Kai's note, "Don't wait for another chocolate. Record everything." That evening, David came home excited. "Mom says the Whidbey place has 2 guest rooms and deck views. She even booked a private chef for Saturday night." Of course she did. In my mind, I wasn't packing swimsuits anymore. I was packing evidence. Whidbey Island in April was damp and beautiful. The cottage sat at the forest edge with winding gravel drive and 2 porches. Lily greeted us in quilted vest and white turtleneck, humble elegance personified. "It's so good to see you all," she cooed, hugging the boys before touching my shoulder. "My Lynn, you look rested." She gave us the tour. David and I got the small room with bunk beds. The boys would share bunks. She and Richard took the master bedroom. The kitchen was shared. Very communal, Lily smiled. Just like a real family. That first night passed quietly. Dinner was roast chicken, salad, bread. Lily served everyone's plate except mine, which she handed to me last. A beat too late, too intentionally. Mine had no chicken skin, no roasted potatoes, mostly steamed kale. Later, after everyone slept, I opened my bag and pulled out Kai's equipment. I waited until the house was dead quiet. Then I moved. Camera 1 in the kitchen cabinet corner, facing prep counter. Camera 2 above the refrigerator, angled at sink and trash. Camera 3 disguised as coat hook in the hallway. Camera 4 hidden in a dining table vase. Camera 5 in our bedroom, just in case. Everything synced to the cloud and my laptop, locked in our closet. By 2 a.m., the house was quiet again. Next morning, Lily was humming in the kitchen when I walked in. "Good morning," she chirped. "I let you sleep in." David was outside with the boys, bug hunting. Lily poured me tea before I asked. "I was thinking we could have lunch together, just us two." She opened a sleek paper box revealing colorful bento arrangement. "I picked this up from a boutique deli in town. Imported ingredients. Very exclusive. You deserve something special." She placed it in the fridge, clearly labeled My Lynn. I knew better than to ask if anyone else was getting one. That afternoon, while boys napped and David walked with his dad, I slipped back to the bedroom and opened my laptop. I found the kitchen footage, scrubbing backward to the timestamp. 10:46 a.m. Lily alone in the kitchen, gloves on. She opened a small Tupperware from her purse. Something dark and twitching inside. I zoomed in. A live cockroach. My stomach turned watching her reach in with tweezers, lift the insect gently, and nestle it into the bento's rice bed like a jewel being set in velvet. She sprinkled sesame seeds over top, smoothed the surface, then smiled. I paused the video, closed the laptop, and sat on the floor. I had prepared for expired food, allergy traps, heron soup. Not this. This was intentional, calculated, cold. She wanted me to eat it. She wanted me to scream. At dinner, Lily announced her surprise with theatrical flair. "I've arranged something special for our last night," she said. "Gourmet bento boxes from that same deli. I ordered one for each of us." She turned toward me. "Yours is custom." "Of course it is," I murmured. David smiled absently. "She says they cost nearly $700 total. Mom's really going all out." After kids went to bed, David found me brushing my hair. "You okay?" he asked. I met his eyes in the mirror. "Do you believe me now?" He looked confused. "About what?" I pulled out the flash drive from the medicine cabinet and held it out. "Watch this. Before dinner tomorrow." But he didn't. Said he was tired. Said I was overthinking again. That his mom had been trying so hard lately. So I waited. The next day, just before dinner, Lily came carrying the boxes. One by one, she placed them on the table, each tied with golden string and labeled in perfect cursive. David, Richard, the boys, My Lynn. She handed me mine personally. "I asked them to make yours extra delicate. You always were a little sensitive." I took it, didn't open it. "Go on," she said. "Try it. I want to see your face." I smiled. "So do I." I stood, walked to the trash can, opened the lid, and dropped the box in. Lily froze. David jerked around. "What the hell are you doing?" "That was 140, My Lynn." Richard put down his fork, silent. Lily's voice pitched higher. "That was made especially for you." I walked out and returned with my laptop. "Let me show you what was especially made for me." I set the laptop on the dining table beside Lily's delicate teacup. My fingers didn't tremble. "Not anymore." What's going on?" David frowned. "You'll see." I clicked play. The screen lit up with kitchen footage. The camera caught Lily's profile as she shut the door, slipped on latex gloves, and reached into her handbag. She lifted out the black Tupperware, clicked it open, and produced silver tweezers. On screen, the roach writhed, legs kicking frantically. Gasps echoed around the table. My oldest covered his face. David muttered, "Oh my God." Then came the part that made my blood boil. Lily smiling softly as she nestled the insect into rice, sprinkling sesame seeds, smoothing it down like frosting a cake. I froze the frame. The room held its breath. Lily broke first. "This is absurd. That footage could be anything. Someone edited it." "Really?" I tilted my head. "Edited from 3 different angles." I pulled up the second camera. Crystal clear side profile. The tweezers, the bug, the box with my name. David pushed back so suddenly his chair screeched. "Mom, no. Please tell me this isn't what it looks like." For a moment, I thought Lily might lie again. But something snapped. Her face contorted into something raw and hateful. "She doesn't belong here." Lily hissed. "She's never belonged." Richard finally spoke, voice calm but steel-cut. "Lily. She poisoned you, David." Lily spat, ignoring him. "From the moment you brought her home, took you from me, made you forget who sacrificed everything to raise you." David's hands trembled. "That doesn't give you the right." Lily slammed her palm on the table. The teacup rattled. "I gave you life and she thinks she can waltz in here with her smug little smiles and her college degree and act like she's better than me." The boys whimpered, clinging to David. My chest ached watching them shake. "I wanted her gone, that's all," Lily continued. "Gone how, Lily?" I asked. "By slowly feeding me trash. By trying to make me sick until I walked away." She sneered. "If you were smart, you would have. But you're too stubborn. You always had to prove me wrong." Richard rose from his chair. His usually placid face was thunder. "You tried to poison the mother of my grandchildren," he said, each word measured. "You endangered children who could have eaten from that box. You've disgraced this family beyond repair." Lily blinked as if slapped. "Richard." "Enough." His voice cracked like a gavel. He turned to David. "Take my Lynn and the boys. Go back to Seattle tonight. I'll handle her." David nodded wordlessly, gathering the boys. Lily screamed then, shrill, desperate. "Don't you dare walk away from me, David. I am your mother." But David didn't turn back. Not once. We packed in silence. By midnight, we were on the ferry back to mainland, boys asleep across the back seat. David drove with white knuckles on the wheel. Finally, he whispered, "I'm sorry. I stayed out at dark water. You should be." I didn't want to see it. I kept telling myself she just meant well. "She doesn't mean well, David. She means harm." He swallowed hard. "I'll never let her near you or the kids again. I swear it." For the first time in years, I believed him. Next morning, I walked into the local police station with flash drive in hand. The officer paused halfway through the footage. This qualifies as criminal endangerment. You're pressing charges." "Yes," I said simply. Within a week, restraining order was in place. Lily couldn't contact us, approach the boys, or step foot on our property. But she tried anyway. Blocked midnight calls, emails from burner accounts, handwritten letters with no return address. Words alternated between saccharine apologies and venomous rants. I only wanted what's best for my son. "You'll regret turning him against me." I filed everyone. Then Richard called. He sounded weary but resolute. "I filed for divorce. Lily is. She's unraveling. She banned cell phones from the house. Says cameras are everywhere. Accuses neighbors of spying. She hasn't been rational for months. My Lynn, I should have stepped in sooner." I closed my eyes. Relief and sorrow tangled inside me. "I'm sorry, Richard." "Don't be," he said. "You did what none of us could. You exposed her." 3 months later, I was at the grocery store when my phone buzzed. Blocked number. Against better judgment, I answered. "My Lynn." Lily's voice was faint, rasping. "Thank God you picked up." I didn't reply. "I have nothing," she whimpered. "Richard's gone. I can't pay rent. I can't buy food. Please, please." I didn't mean for it to go so far. Still, I said nothing. "You're a mother," she sobbed. You know what it's like to sacrifice everything. I only did it because I loved him. Because I couldn't lose him. Don't let me starve. I drew a slow breath. My hands were steady. You wanted me gone, I said. Now you are. My Lynn, please. If you're hungry, I cut in coldly, maybe try what you served me. And then I hung up. When I got home, David was sitting on the porch swing, boys tumbling in grass. He looked up as I approached. Everything okay? He asked. I smiled faintly. Better than okay. Because in that moment, with sun on my skin and my children laughing, I realized something. We were finally free. Not because Lily was gone, but because her power over us, over me, was gone forever.